Yes. Make sure you log on to doggiediamondstv.com, doggiediamondstv.com. But the most important thing is when you log on there, at the bottom of the page, you could put your email in and you will get email notifications of my lives and videos that you might have missed that I'm personally going to send to you. At the bottom of the page, log on to doggiediamondstv.com. And let me give you some updates on this new promo. Have you heard about my $200 social media promotion deal? Let me give you some details really quick about this promotion. The promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV accounts. That's the Insta Stories, the YouTube communities thread, Facebook, Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need. But listen, as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. You must be Cash App ready. I can help get you in front of over 500,000 people with a post on my various social media outlets with your product. That's if it's your YouTube, your t-shirts, your store. No matter what it is that you have, I could get you in front of over 500,000 people with all my social media numbers combined. It equals over 500,000. You already know what time it is, man.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Let's go. Yes, and as the beat starts, this is the part of the live where I shout out my folks that are here. Shout out to Derek Douglas, I see you. Disrupting Reality NYC, what's up? Saul Perez. The Real Big Fruit Podcast, Voice of the Streets, is in the building. Make sure you check out my interview with Big Fruit. It's on here. William Extra has some promotion that's coming up really, really soon. He wrote a book, and the book will be out soon. Look for that. EC is Green. He's a member of the channel. Hey, child, how are you doing? Shane Green, what's up? Tay, Luciano Media, what's up? Saul Perez, this is how you become green. You just got to become a member. The link is in the description box to become a member. Nate Jackson, what's up? Sean Briggs, what's up? Lucky, what's up? Jim and Odd, that's a dope spelling right there. What's up? Sean Briggs, what's up? TH from the Gas House, what's up? Idris the God, 09, what's up? Elmatic is in that green. That means they are a member. Heavy C, what's up? Curtis Penn, what's up? Anthony, what's good? DJ Red Light is in the building. San Diego is up in the building. So we from Brooklyn to the West Coast. Pura Vida 333. I've been on here. I was here last night, but I did take a couple of days off. I ain't gonna lie. Pacino Montana, what's up? Christopher Bailey, what's up? And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
yes, I did this. I did the music. I do the talking. I do the graphics. I try to put on the best production when it comes to a live show that you're going to see on this YouTube platform, as well as the Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcast. Watch Slice, what's up, is in the building. Make sure you get them likes up. It's important. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. LO Work in Progress, what's up? I ain't see you in a minute, but I'm glad you're here tonight. It's Sunday. Everybody getting ready for that work week. Mega Bills is in the building as always. Everybody getting ready for that work week. Some of y'all had to work today. Shout out to all my working class people who got a 9 to 5, a 10 to 6, 11 to 7. Shout out to you. Your services is needed. And whatever you're doing to take care of your family, hey, I ain't got no problem with that. I salute all working class people, whether you work in Target or you own a business. Shay Cobain, what's up? What's up to everybody, man? How y'all doing tonight? Sunday night. It's Sunday. I know many of y'all are watching football. I don't watch football. I don't care about no football. I just don't care. You know, I ain't really no sports guy. Kai Swaggy in the building. Downtown BK is definitely in the building. I ain't really one of them sports people. You know what I'm saying? I used to love sports, but it's like they trick you out this spot every year with this sports thing. And of course, I don't feel right without my shades, so I'm going to put them on. You know what I'm saying? You know, many people question why I wear shades, but then you see them wearing shades. Go figure. First they ridicule you, then they imitate you. But I don't really watch sports, so I don't care who the Super Bowl, I don't care. I don't watch the halftime show, the full-time show, or the beginning time show. I just don't care. I don't gamble. Hey, man, I'm from the streets of Brooklyn. You gambled every time you went outside. So I don't gamble my money. I don't do none of that. But if you're entertained by football or whatever you're entertained by, salute to you. I just ain't into it. Content ain't really been contenting lately. So I want to shout out the Art of Dialogue for doing interviews. Shout out Cam Capone for putting out interviews and keeping, giving us something to talk about. Of course, I got some more interviews to put out. But, I be slacking in my Mackin sometimes. But I like to support and salute good content when I see it. The content been really, really shabby on the internet. If you go to various websites, if you go to various places and you're looking for content, it ain't really been all that. There's not really much to talk about. It's like the culture's at a standstill. I think maybe Hove need to drop a verse or something like that. Somebody need a blueprint to follow. Because that's basically how our culture goes. When somebody does something, the whole culture follows that blueprint. So nobody's really leading the pack. Everybody's just doing what they're doing. It's been a little stale, I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I'm looking around, I'm looking for topics. I don't force topics. I don't be wanting to force stuff. I don't want to just sit here just talking just to talk. It's okay to shoot the ish sometime, but, if we're going to sit here for an hour, I ain't going to be sitting here for an hour and a half just babbling. I'm not really into that. But I was kind of waiting to hear from Juelz Santana and all of this hoopla with Cameron and Jim Jones and where he stood. And I'm going to say this. I feel like Jim Jones and Cameron beefing put Juelz in a tricky position. Although I think Juelz is playing political, this is just my opinion. I heard Juelz give his opinion before, but it was behind the scenes. So, of course, he's not going to say what he once said because, it don't really matter right now and it's not really favorable. So, I do want to get into some of the things that Juelz had to say in reference to the Cameron and Jim Jones thing. And, we could talk about it. Jim Jones caught some strays. I remember one time on It Is What It Is podcast, they was talking about a friend that lost his teeth. You don't take a rocket scientist to think or assume or speculate who they might have been talking about. And we thought they were talking about Juelz. And they was also talking about people being lazy. But I think Juelz, I don't feel sorry for nobody because he got more of an opportunity in life at this music thing than I did. But I just think sometimes you just caught up and you don't know how to counteract what's going on. But he did speak. So I want to get into some of the things that he had to say about the situation via the Cam Capone interview. And I'm trying to actually scroll up, but it's some unfavorable content below this. And as if you can see the name under it, it's not cool. So I picked the wrong clip to show. So I can't scroll up. Let me see if I could do it like this. Let me see if this works like this. Yeah, that'll work like that. All right, cool. Because what was under that? Nah, fam. I would have got everything shut down. It ain't going to work. So,
Well, the camera
basically,
50,
basically, Juelz asked a valid question pertaining to, what are you doing? To Cameron and 50 Cent. And it says, why is it cool to see Cam and 50 now, but it wasn't cool to see Jim and 50 then? Juelz Santana breaks silence on Jim Jones and Cameron beef and explains why he and Jim Jones joined 50 on stage while he was beefing with Cameron. This is kind of rhetorical. But let's hear what Juelz had to say. Let's go.
Well, the Cam and 50, the Cam and 50 beef was like a public display. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was from the radio, Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? 50 went up there and said some things, you know what I'm saying, about Koch and them being a graveyard label. And, Cam had some things to say back to 50, and that, that led to the whole Curtis situation.
So rumor has it, I can't confirm, that Alan Grunblatt, the owner or the CEO of Koch at the time, paid Cameron to get on the phone with 50. They need to confirm or deny that too, because that was the rumor. But it's just a rumor. I can't say that it's the truth, but that was a rumor. So somebody need to answer that. Some of you interviewers, please ask those questions if you get the chance.
Cam was doing, you know what I'm saying, and the songs got put out on both sides from Cam and 50 did reach out, and Jim did go on stage. And me as a brother, I mean, Jim had Ballin' out at the time, which Ballin' was the #1 record, you know what I'm saying, everywhere. So, just like we support each other, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was taught. I was always like the young brother. I'm supporting my brothers by any means necessary. So, in my stance, even if Cam would have went to do that show, I would have went with Cam.
I will say this. From what I know personally, Juelz is being politically correct right here, as he should. But he capping. I'm going to just be real with y'all. He is capping a little bit because from what I know from his mouth to my ears, he wasn't really too happy about Cam and 50 going through that. More or less Cam jumping on the phone, going at 50 because they had business they was trying to work on outside of that situation. And then that happening kind of threw a monkey wrench. So when 50 reached out, he didn't reach out by accident. He reached out because they already was going to work on something. Again, the go between 50 and Juelz Santana was Slow Bucks. That's how they did Beamers, Benz, and Bentley and all that. That was all Slow Bucks having a relationship with Juelz and also having a relationship with G-Unit.
You know what I'm saying? The same way Jim went to do the show and I went with Jim. That's my brother. He going to do a show with G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know these niggas like that. Anything could pop off.
So
You know what I mean?
capping.
It's never the artist. You know what I'm saying? It's never probably gonna be the 50 Cents, the Lloyd Banks or the Tony Ayos, but
he's capping. I'm just telling y'all for real, he's capping. But he's supposed to say these things.
You know what I mean? They known to travel with $1 million niggas, especially at this time. You know what I'm saying? So
Trav is there. Slow Bucks is there. Many people that was a part of both of their, especially Juelz Santana entourage. So he's capping, but it's politically correct.
I'm holding my brother down by any means necessary.
So you went with with Jim Jones by yourself. So it's gonna be you and Jim Jones against the whole G-Unit camp. Okay.
On stage and just in case, you know what I'm saying? We gotta move as a unit all the time. That's what I was taught. We gotta, you know what I'm saying, no matter what's going on.
But you would admit that, it did look a little crazy, right? You going on stage with 50 while, him and Cam is beefing.
See, that's what I'm saying. The beef was internal at that time. This wasn't the loud beef that was going on. You know what I'm saying? This beef was the internal beef. You know what I'm saying? Cam, they had their words or whatever. No, it might have been, because you're right. This one, I think this one 50 said,
you capping.
Said I like Jim better. So it was around the time. You're right.
Capping.
So I'm wrong. You're right. This was around the time after they had the argument. So what you asking me is, do I think it was wrong for Jim to go on stage?
Yeah, for the people out there that's saying that.
I mean,
you think long, you think wrong. You're capping.
Nah. I mean, like I said, it was a big platform. You know what I mean? Niggas know what this is about. Ain't nobody shed no blood.
I'm telling you, at that particular time, it was tension in Dipset. Cameron, Jim Jones, and Juelz Santana was not seeing eye to eye. That's why they did that.
Look at right now. You got Fat Joe, all the people that 50 beef with, he's not beefing with no more, besides Ja Rule. The Cam, and you see, look at him and Cam right now. They're on the platform. So obviously the beef wasn't that serious.
No, it was serious. Diss records were made. And during the time of the height of this G-Unit versus Dipset thing, you and Jim Jones being prominent members of Dipset, because who else is Dipset? Y'all went with 50, and not only that, when he opened the door on Rap City, Jim Jones was there. But you know, you being politically correct, but you capping them.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
They just waited long.
We don't understand what you're saying, but go ahead.
To settle their differences. Why is it cool to see Cam and 50 now, but it wasn't cool to see Jim and 50 then?
He don't understand that. Did he really ask that? Hold on, did he really ask that? He don't understand why it's cool. Yeah, he don't understand that? Hold on.
Why is it cool to see Cam and 50 now, but it wasn't cool to see Jim and 50 then?
Because Cam was beefing with 50 and Jim chose a side. So it's what he's saying, because Jim, well, let me help him. Let me give him an out. I normally won't give people an out, but let me give him an out. So you're saying that 50 and Jim is beefing. What's Cam doing with him? Is that what you're trying to say, Juelz? I'll give you an out. Let's pretend that's what he's saying. Okay, let's give him an out. Come on, let's go.
You understand what I'm saying? That Jim and Cam is beefing now, right? So y'all say, okay.
So y'all say?
So why is 50 on? You understand what I'm saying?
No, bro. Nah,
it's the same thing, bro.
No. Juelz, respectfully. Your articulation is wrong. You didn't articulate that well. I'm going to give you out. What you should have said was, if 50 and Jim is beefing, why is Cam with 50? That's what you should have said, but you fucked that pack up. You fucked that pack up. But we get it.
It's the same thing. It's just people like to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? People got their favorites even in the groups, man. It's always been like that. So now when the group clash, it's like, you know, people want to take, I think the bullshit. Like, if y'all really want to see niggas, you know what I'm saying, move as a unit, don't be taking this. Even if you like Cam more than you like Jim more than you like Cam, you know what I'm saying? It's Dipset, you know what I'm saying? But the Cam.
Ooh. I get you, Juelz. I understand what you're trying to say. You just don't articulate well. I think you should kind of fall back from doing certain interviews, but again, I know these interviews are bags for some. So now a lot of the guys are saying stuff on record. A lot of guys are saying stuff on record that they can't take back now. You didn't articulate that well. I gave you out. So next time you do an interview, just use what I said or think it over. And one of the problems is when you're capping about the whole situation, you just say wrong shit. But if you're telling the truth, it's gonna be articulated well. You're gonna say the right thing because it's the truth. But being that you capping and you making it up as you go along or trying to make it make sense, you say stuff like that. That's really what it is. At the end of it all, two iconic groups clashed. But it wasn't two iconic groups, it was two iconic bosses, that being Cameron and 50 Cent. When they were beefing, no matter what you were going through, no matter what Jim was going through with Cam, y'all never was supposed to go anywhere with 50 Cent. That's the truth. Y'all shouldn't have never went anywhere with 50 Cent. That's just the truth. And because of that, many people call y'all disloyal. because y'all don't want to admit that y'all wasn't really rocking with Cam. So there was no Dipset movement at the time. That's the problem. So if you tell the truth about that, we had issues with Cam. It was looking shaky. 50 called. We did the best we could do for us at that time. That's what you should have said, because that's really the truth. And I'm not going to cap about that situation. That's what I know to be true. So I got another clip where he further goes into the issues with Cam and Jim and why he's kind of caught in the middle and he can't, but we could let him talk. We could let him talk. I'm not going to talk for him unless I'm trying to help him.
You know what I'm saying? People got their favorites even in the groups, man. It's always been like that. So now when the group clash, it's like, people want to take, I think the bullshit. Like if y'all really want to see niggas, you know what I'm saying, move as a unit, don't be taking this. Even if you like Cam more than you like Jim more than you like Cam, you know what I'm saying? It's Dipset. You know what I'm saying?
See, we get that. What you don't understand is that there's a rank and file and rank and order. And because Cameron has always looked at the boss, sometimes the boss is never wrong. Cam is an excellent troll. He articulate well, and he's petty as hell. So he looks like he wins most of the thing just based off his petty stuff. Juelz is a little too silent in situations, and Jim Jones always looks and comes off emotional. He could be justified in everything he's saying and doing, but he looks like he's emotional. So if you're emotional or you're deemed emotional and you have a troll that know how to push your buttons, it's easy. So Cam is the type that know, that's why he said, you cry for everything. So what he's going to do, he's going to act nonchalant like he don't care, and he know that you're going to get mad. So that's why Cam and 50 talking about Jim sparked this moment where Jim said, get off my, and of course they had a conversation prior to them doing that. Not too many people can go do an interview and just shoot. They'll say, I want to talk about this and that. So let Juelz talk.
So you know when you see them going at it, you know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So
he ain't say shit.
My thing is, the egg on and shit like that. Like I'm definitely not gonna be the one to egg it on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could be the one to, resolve it. I ain't gonna say that, but
see, he said he won't egg it on, but when 50 and Cam was beefing, y'all came out with 50. So that's egging it on. And according to Cam, that's when he knew it was over. It was that moment. So of course you're not egging it on. Of course the comments don't make anything better. Of course that, but you did egg it on. You made a decision to do something that still is a problem to this day.
Resolve it. I ain't gonna say that, but I definitely ain't gonna be the one to egg it on and but I get it, man. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know what to
everybody
say.
Don't want everybody, be on this. They don't want people saying their names in interviews. You know what I'm saying? But now people got these platforms where they asking people, so it's like a thin line. So then you got Jim, like it's just like people say you can't respond, even though Jim wasn't attacked, his name was mentioned. You understand what I'm saying? So now it opens the door for Jim to say something back. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
But that's every interview though. So we can't say that. That's the culture. We ask about issues. Or two people going to sit together and speak on past issues. It's never the action, it's the reaction. Jim chose to react the way he reacted. I'm not saying he reacted good. I'm not saying he reacted bad. He reacted how he reacted. Cam reacted however he reacted. That's how it is. But you can't sit there, Juelz, like you oblivious. Don't do that.
I'm saying? With these podcasts and shit like that. So it opens the door, and Jim chose to, say why niggas was on his dick. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
That's how Jim chose to carry it. You know what I'm saying? And then, Cam chose to carry it the way Cam chose to carry it, and you have what you have now. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm not here to egg it on, I'm just watching it like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I've always been like the little brother. You know?
Well, now he want a little brother himself. Grown ass man. See, this is the issue that I have. You should say who you think is wrong as a partner in that movement. But you won't. But we don't see you with Cam, though. We see you with Jim, respectfully. So you actually chose, but now when it's on Front Street, you acting like you didn't choose. We don't see you with Cam. You've never been on that big platform him and Mace got. We seen the subliminals at you on there. We seen you respond subliminally right here. I mean, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's like, as much as I could say, it's like, all I can say, and Jim and Cam are very competitive. You understand what I'm saying? They've always been competitive, and it got to the point to where, they had to be competitive against each other. You understand what I'm saying? And
how? Why? But see, again, nobody's really saying how we got here. How we got here. And I'm going to give you why it's important to say how we got here.
You know what I mean? Jim is doing what he do.
That sound like I ain't going from, I'm going to keep it real. I heard Joe Biden give better explanations and shit. I heard Kamala Harris articulate stuff better than that. Seriously. That shit just made Trump sound like a rocket scientist. You didn't say nothing. The danger of him not saying nothing is it's not about who's right and wrong. This is the issue. Where does that leave you? Where does that leave your career? Because at the end of the day, you still have to have a career. You're looked at as Dipset. So you didn't establish yourself as a soloist outside of Dipset. You had Skull Gang, which consisted of Uncasa, Star, Johnny Depp, I forgot the other brother name. There's two more of them. Damn, I forgot them. But Hanif and somebody else. So, again, you should say, listen, this is what happened. This is how it affects me. So you should just be like, yo, look, man, them beefing messed up the brand and I'm affected. Because for the rest of your career or whatever you're trying to move on and do, you got to answer these questions. So what happens if we want to move on and you got to keep getting asked questions about somebody? So like, let's take me for an example. You see me with previous partners, previous hosts and all that. I ain't answering nothing if I don't want to. I don't care what nobody think. You could think whatever you want to think. Whatever you think, it is what it is. Because regardless to what, if I answer, you're going to think what you want anyway. So why do I dignify giving an answer to somebody and they're just going to say, no, I think it's this. So what does it matter? So you have to find a way to move on. Now, the problem is this. Being that a lot of these dudes get paid for interviews and content now, that becomes the new hustle. So we don't hear the music. We don't hear that. Now it's just every time we see them, they just doing an interview. But they not saying nothing. They not saying nothing. So you can't sit there for an hour and say a whole bunch of nothing. Because we don't have time to try to decipher it. I mean, I will. Harlem word salad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be real with y'all. People grow apart sometimes. Sometimes that don't even mean it's love lost. Sometimes it just means, yo, I just can't fuck with you no more. Seriously, like, you might be at a place, you might be into something that I'm not into no more. You might be somewhere that I've grown from. That don't mean that I dislike you, but yo, we not hanging together. Like, yo, we not getting money to get hairy chicken wings together. You know, sometimes we move on to other ventures and other things, and that don't always mean it's beef and issues. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, anybody who I used to mess with, I'll never mess with again. It ain't no beef, because if it was beef, it would have went somewhere else. But, you know, for reasons that I have of my own, I'll never rock with certain dudes again. But I don't wish bad on them. I don't wish them well either. I don't wish nothing. This is all about me moving on and progressing in what I'm doing. Because if you sit there and worry about what you used to do, you're not going to do what you need to do and what you have to do. And nobody can hold you to a standard. So for the rest of your life, you are branded Dipset, something that is broken up, something that's not working, and something where they can't even use the logo. Did y'all know that? They can't even use the logo. They can't even put the logo on their projects because they don't own the logo. They will have to license it and lease it to represent something that they built or was part of building. So to a certain extent, I feel like many people might disagree with me, and that's fine. I thought Juelz Santana was highly talented. I thought he was next. Was he gonna be the next star of New York? I don't know, but I know he had a voice in a culture at one particular point, especially when this was this reemergence of Lil Wayne, the mixtape dude, and this new Lil Wayne, and he's so-called your best friend, and y'all supposed to do this album together called I Can't Feel My Face that never got done. So, no, nobody can use that logo, trust me. Nobody can use that logo. So, you have to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to save yourself. And the reason why I'm talking about this tonight, we've all been through this. We've all been in situations to where this is your name. This is how people want to brand you. And you have to fight to get out of that brand. I said this on Drink Champs before. People used to see me and say, yo, Forbes, what's up? As much as I put my heart and soul into that company, and my heart, soul, know-how, time, effort into that, that's not my name. That's not my name. That robs me of my identity of who, oh, here we go. You can go. Anyway, it's not my name. It robs me of my identity. So I have to fight for my identity in something that is not my name. You know, you think of a sports team. It don't matter what the beginning, rather what the name on the front of LeBron jersey was, it was the James on the back. So if you are a part of Dipset, unless you brand yourself outside of that, you in trouble. You're always going to get asked these questions. And you can't move on. So for me, this is a learning experience for individuals. This is for everybody else, that you have to always brand yourself if you don't fully own a company, just know that anytime the company can dissolve, it could be try to get taken away from you. Look at another example. Did Jay-Z get a Rockefeller tattoo? No, but Dame did. And then end up not owning the company. So you have to be careful when we come up together and we sitting here and we brainstorming, we don't take certain things into account. We don't take into money divides us, women divides us, and everybody having their entourage or their new crew saying, yo, you really deserve this, or didn't you do this, or what do they really do? We don't take that into account because many of us forget our humble beginnings. And I say many of us, I'll include myself, I'm not going to separate. But some of us are loyal fools and we get used and abused because they know that we just want to win. I just always wanted to be on a winning team. I didn't care if I had to sweep the floor. I didn't care if I had to take the last shot. I just wanted to ring. Think about Bill Winnington has more championship rings than Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing combined. But he's not a Hall of Famer, though. But he can say he's an NBA champion. That's something Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, many of them can't say that. Luke Longley has more rings than all of them. So you have to put yourself in a position to be on the winning team. And then when you're not the captain of the team or you're not the owner of the team, you have to know when it's time to go. Many of us are so loyal. You know, we loyal. And it happens with gang stuff. It happens with a lot of people. Tiger Stewart, you said something interesting. You said Juelz got the young crowd. No, he don't. What young crowd? You know, Juelz was like 19 for like 7-8 years, right? Remember they kept saying, he's only 19. Juelz Santana is the youngest old nigga we know. He ain't got the young crowd. He don't got the same crowd as Chef G. He don't got the same crowd as Coi Leray. He don't got the young crowd. That shit gone. That's over. So, again, as we age and get older, we don't even know what the young crowd is anymore. The young crowd to us might be 30-year-olds and 35-year-olds, and they're considered to be old heads now. You know that they be calling like 35-year-old dudes old heads? They don't got that young crowd. That shit gone. Remember they used to be like, he only 19. This nigga been 19 for like 7-8 years. But I'm just saying this to y'all, for you that's in your crew, for you that has your people, for you that have these aspirations. These are all learning experiences for us. We all should be looking at this and learning from this and know how to not make the same mistakes, because they're doing this at a high-ass millions of dollars level. So a lot of us have the aspirations to be there. They did it. So I'd rather look at somebody who did it and lost it than never done it at all. You know, so even like as much as we diss him, as much as we, you know, people talk about his teeth and all that, he still know what it's like to do this and be in this culture at a high level. But look what it does to you. And then we don't take into account where he might have been depressed. We don't take into that account because mental illness is real in this culture. We'll just say, damn, you got all the money, you got the cars, you got all of this. I wouldn't. You just never know. Thank you for the Cash App. What is your name? Sanders. I'm gonna just say that. You get what I'm saying? We never take into like, yo, man, you know, think about your life right now. Your life, you could be trying to make ends meet right now. Then because your talent, your skill, your know-how, or your gift to gab, whatever, your life just changes. You might have had the aspirations, but now you living in the now. Something can go on in your brain that you don't know about because you never experienced that before. All you know is poverty, trauma, and being poor. Now you can buy whatever you want. You could go wherever you want. You driving how you want. It has to be some type of counseling with that, you know, because if it's like a high school kid coming out of high school and then you go to the NBA, but you got $4 million. You just was just eating oodles and noodles. How do you deal with that mentally? You're not prepared. So when you're doing stuff at a high level, then you get introduced. And this is what I'm saying. It's a learning situation because this is what hip hop culture can do to you on different levels. I mean, shit, 8 out of 10 artists is a custody. Many of them smoke, drink, do pills. And then we look at somebody like Juelz, like, you from Harlem. How the hell you got addicted to lean? But I remember being at his studio. I'm gonna find that footage too. I remember being at his studio and seeing all these bottles of Hawaiian Punch. And I'm like, damn, this nigga really like a Hawaiian Punch. This nigga had the blue one, the orange one, the old school red. He had like 25 bottles of the big Costco Hawaiian Punch. I'm like, damn, this nigga really like Hawaiian Punch. I can't stand that shit. Should turn your mouth red, turn your motherfucking poop be red from drinking that Hawaiian Punch. I didn't know the Hawaiian Punch was an ingredient to his addiction. I didn't know that. You know, and then when we see people suffer, the first thing we do is we laugh. We laugh, and most of the time we don't intervene. We don't say, yo, bro, I love you. But you gotta stop. You get what I'm saying? And we laugh, nigga jibs fall out. And respectfully, the shit be funny though. But is it funny because it's funny, or is it funny because if I laugh at him, you won't laugh at me? That's the other side to it. Is it funny because it's funny, or is it funny because if I say, y'all look at him and laugh, y'all won't laugh with me. Y'all won't laugh at me. You know, and I think a lot of times that's what a lot of people suffer from. So we don't take a lot of things into account. Your life changing, you got people that depend on you. You might have a new woman in your life, people clowning your woman. You got children now. You got a family. You know, various things that come into account. You know what I'm saying? And Charlie Fields, I get, you know, that is true. Sometimes when you hold your people accountable, they will cut you off. You know, nothing worse than somebody that's not a leader with the money. Because people think the money makes them the leader. You still a doja, you just got some money. Because look what you resort back to. You resort back to saying, hey, I'm the little brother. You think he felt like the little brother years ago when he had a couple of M's? I mean, humility will make you say, I'm the little brother. But when you got your $1 million deal and you got this and all that, do you still want to be the little brother? Do you, when you saying, I got Skull Gang, are you still the little brother? No, you're trying to start your own entity. You're trying to put your people on and all that. You know, so you don't say you the little brother at that time. But it was clear as day, they was not rocking with each other. It was clear as day that Jim and Juelz have a relationship and Cam don't really rock with them. And Zeke just be with everybody. But Zeke is not an artist that we really care about. He's not an artist per se, but he's integral in the Dipset brand. But it's like, what the fuck does he do? And it's unfortunate because we watched this happen. And again, we just got to pay attention and learn from it. You got to be a little bit more strategic in your movements. You got to have a better rollout. You got to have better thoughts in your movements. You got to be very calculated. And you got to be willing to live and die by the decision you make. That's what accountability is. If you fuck up, say I fucked up. And if you didn't fuck up, because you're not a fuck up when it works, right? You're only a fuck up when it don't work. But if you're willing to live and die with your decisions, hey, because if Skull Gang blew up and Bird Gang blew up, will we be having these conversations? So it's just unfortunate that when we see, I think, let me say this. The biggest loser in the Cameron and Jim Jones issue is Juelz, though. Because you're not putting out music that sticks. You're not revered as this guy that got Cameron promoting you and Jim promoting you. You're trying to figure it out, it seems like. But you've been in the culture for so long, it's like if you ain't figured it out by now, you're not going to figure it out. And then you're stuck with having to do these interviews. And it's dope. Juelz has a song off the Diplomatic Immunity album called Who Am I? That's like one of my all-time favorite songs. Who Am I? Oh my God, I love it. Shout out to the Heatmakers who laced that. Like, how could you not love Who Am I? How could you not love Santana's Town? Like he got some of them joints. But again, it's sad that he's looked at as the biggest what if. The biggest what if. He's looked at as the biggest what if. And it's just messed up. It's just messed up. And again, we get these drugs in our face. We get these women in our face. We get these situations in our face, and everybody's not capable of snapping back. You start making errors. You start getting caught. You start going through the fucking airport with guns. You start going through the airport with guns. You start doing a drug where your teeth fall out. One of the worst things you could ever lose as a man is your hair and your teeth. That's ultimate stress. You lose your hair and you lose your teeth, that's stress. Some of it, I don't really believe anything is hereditary. Because if you know something is hereditary, it might be something you can do about it, in my opinion. But when you start losing your hair and you lose your teeth, and that's some different kind of stress. I don't want that. I don't want that. But I think too, a lot of times, see, when you're the boss, now everybody has to listen to you, but where's your counsel, right? Because you're the boss, that don't mean you don't seek counsel. Throughout history, whenever it was a general, whenever it was a king, whenever it was a president, whenever it was a dictator, whatever, they still had counsel. So even myself, I might have more success, more finances than, my peers, my friends and people. I still seek counsel because what I do affects them. But in these situations, the fact that the guy has the most money, he don't got to listen to nobody. He don't say, yo, am I bugging? Nobody says, yo, I wouldn't do that. Nobody says, yo, nah, that's a bad move. Nobody says that because if you say something like bro said in the chat, they be scared to say something to you because they're going to get cut off. You get what I'm saying? You still have to seek counsel. You still have to talk to peers who love you and ain't gonna steer you wrong. Even if you don't want to hear it. If you're about to make a poor decision that's gonna affect you in the long run and affect them, you have to listen. I don't care how much money you got, how much success you got, because you make the poor decision, it's gonna be those people that's gonna be there for you in the end. Get what I'm saying? They're gonna be there for you in the end. But we listen to dudes in the entourage. For example, like if you ever get into a situation right now and you feel like you are on the edge and you call somebody and the person that you call tells you to jeopardize your life for your freedom, they don't care about you. Because a real person gonna say, for real, yo, go home. Yo, you good? Yo, you could get up out of there. The person that tell you, yo, light that place up, or yo, they don't love you. But we are, because of the culture that we come from, because everybody come from the streets, right? You know who the toughest person in the streets is? A goddamn stray cat. This motherfucker survived dogs, survived cars, survive other cats trying to fuck on them all day or bite them. They survive the elements, the cold, the rain, the sleet, the snow, have kittens out there. The toughest motherfucker on the street is a goddamn stray cat. Ain't nobody tougher than no stray cat. Seriously. They survive everything. Still eat, be out there fucking getting fat, all types of shit, living off the land. So you ain't no stray cat. Just being out there and, yo, we outside and all that. You know, when you become a certain age, when is being outside not cool? Because if you built this life that you project that you have, you know, if your bathroom walls do 360s and all that, and you got a 79-inch TV that come up out the wall and all that, what the hell are you leaving all that for? If you got the great things in your crib and you built this palace and this fortress, you mean to tell me you leave all this greatness to go stand outside with dirty niggas? You go to stand out in filth to say, I'm out here? Crib smelling all good, everything looking good, your motif is looking all right. So you leave that, your gated community, your family, you look at your child, you look at somebody you love and say, I'm going outside, but I might come back. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, not to me. So when people be like, pull up, I'll be like, damn. Now, I ain't leaving all this dope shit I got. Nope. Not to hang around no dirty motherfuckers. Not to hang around no bums. Because people gonna judge me and look at me or what I have and I don't have, or what I'm adding on to, or what I'm giving them, or what I might be going back to. And you're gonna have some people that be like, I don't think he should be able to go back to his dopeness. That's why we can't be telling people where we live, what we got, what we drive, none of that, because you got some people that just be like, I'm going home to nothing. I'm mad that you going home to nothing. So they want to automatically say something to you and make sure you don't go home. But I don't understand that mentality of why we still believe that we have to be in places that could be the last place you might be. But you left all this greatness. You left your beautiful children. You got you rap about how you got the model chicks and, you know, you got 100,000 in the house and you left all this Gucci, Louis, these great belts, this great sneaker collection, this dope studio to go outside with niggas who ain't got shit. You ain't trying to help them get it. But you just going outside amongst that for clout to say, I be out here too, or I could come out here. That's one thing I never get. So when I see dudes be like, we outside, like, I'm inside. Because if you really did the outside, you digested that. the safest, not even the safest place to be, the most loving place you could be is around your loved ones. I don't want to be outside with my head on the pivot because I'm going to pop somebody. It's just what it is. Why lose everything that I built for people who don't want me to have it? Because no matter how cool you think you are, the double cross is on at all times. Don't ever think you can't get double crossed. Everybody who got double crossed was once around a bunch of people that they thought wouldn't double cross them. So when you of a certain age, proving to people that you outside, so you got, help me understand though, because maybe I don't know. You put on a new outfit to stand outside with a bunch of dudes smoking reefer and drinking liquor on a corner. You didn't digest that shit yet? Just really think about that. But see, that's when they start using the hood for credibility. And then the hood say, yo, he just using us for credibility. He ain't put us on. He ain't do this. He ain't do that. Now your ass is on the menu. I truthfully don't want to be around guys younger than me. And I don't want to be around guys older than me. Because all the guys that I know that are my age and older, they're going to be doing age-appropriate shit. Like, what you doing? Nah, I'm helping baby girl with her homework. Or, yo, I got to take my son to the barbershop. Or, yo, I got to feed my kid. That's age-appropriate stuff. Because you're leaving your family to go outside with a bunch of unscrupulous pieces of shit. Because we could say what we want, but it's people outside that is just pieces of shit. They don't want nothing. And they don't want you to have nothing either. Sometimes I look, I say, damn, I got a Xbox One, PlayStation, I got a game, I got a drum machine, a MacBook, a drone, this dope computer setup. I got lights. I could stay in the crib and play. I built my fort. Why I'm gonna leave my fort to go outside to just, I don't smoke or drink. It's good to pull up and see dudes sometimes, but hey, I can go there, but I can't stay there. And I don't want to stay there. And I could throw you a life preserver, but I can't get in that water with you. I can't get in that water. I can't swim neither. And before I go, I want to leave y'all with this. Getting on the plane, one of the biggest rules of flying on a plane, also one of the biggest rules of life, is put your mask on first. If you put somebody's mask on and they're incapable of putting your mask on for you, that could cost you your life. So you're going outside for validation, for views, for likes, for the gram, and you're putting a bunch of masks on people. None of them could put the mask on you. You could bail everybody out. You could feed everybody. Can't nobody bail you out or feed you. So you got to contemplate that. You got to contemplate that. Imagine how many people say, damn, I should never went there. I should have never went nowhere. Put your mask on first. So that's how I am with me. That's how I'm so nonchalant, so, cool about a lot of stuff. Because it takes a lot of growing, and it takes a lot of growing into to say, damn, why I be worried about that? That ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Oh, they boycotting Target? Where the fuck I'm gonna get my deodorant from? You think I'm not gonna give up this $6 deodorant to go to Costco and get $14 deodorant, and I only need 2 sticks and I gotta go to Costco and get 8? What I'm gonna do with 8 sticks of deodorant in Costco? So one thing I don't do, I don't give people, I don't allow them to give me what I should be upset about, what I should be mad about, or what I should be protesting. You can't do that with me. That's what you want to do, fine. I don't see it your way. That's why we got a choice. That's why we got a preference. That's why we're individuals. And if my individuality bothers you, fine. Shit, when I get up in the morning and I hit these jibs with that toothbrush, I don't see your face. I see mine. I got to live with me. I got to live with my decisions in life. And one thing I never wanted to do is say, I should have never listened to that nigga. You know how, you will never forgive yourself if you listen to somebody and they lead you astray. You say, I should have never listened to you. That's a fight that you will kick yourself in the ass for forever. Gosh, I don't know why I don't listen. I don't know why I listen to you. And if you are liking none of that, it don't validate you, because at the end of it all, no matter what you accomplish in this lifetime, if people want to turn their head and act like they didn't see it or say, yeah, but he still ain't shit, it don't matter. So you was trying to get validated by people who don't love you. That's why you stay with your loved ones. Oh, I lost you on that one, deuces. You didn't have to make no announcement. You could have just left, but I'm going to help you right now. That's another thing. Like, you could say things would resonate with people. You could say something. You could say 100 things. 99 can resonate with people. The one that don't resonate, they'll penalize you off the one. They won't say, I got to think about that. Or, yeah, I don't agree with that. They'll just be like, oh, you lost me on that one, deuces. What man says deuces to other men? Have you ever been around men and said deuces? That's what I'm saying. A lot of niggas been raised by their mama. A lot of niggas been raised in a house with a bunch of women. It might be their circumstance or whatever, but I don't got no bitch in me. I don't know how to talk like a bitch, act like a bitch, or react like a bitch. Y'all just don't know how to do that. So a dude say, you lost me on that one, deuces. Have you ever been in these streets or been around men and somebody said deuces to you? Have you ever had a man say deuces to you? I just never heard that before. So I just don't even relate to you anyway. So you're not going to understand me, because your language and the way you ingest what I'm saying, we don't relate. So I don't expect you to be around. I don't expect you to understand me. You lost me on that one, deuces. Deuces? So you don't say peace? Side Northside, I appreciate you for setting off that super chat. So a man don't say your peace, I'm out. Deuces? He could have threw up the peace sign. I would have got it. Nigga said deuces. Oh, man. You wasn't. Trump did the right thing. He took one of your agendas away. Seriously. Because you was one of them alphabets. And even like sometimes, let me tell you something. Content be content, and there's a lot of content that goes out into our culture. I don't agree with everything, but I also don't have to be so loud of what I don't agree with. Sometimes I just don't say nothing. If it's not a teachable moment or something I could learn from, I don't care. It's a nigga preference. Deuces? It happens, you know? It happens. Maybe, it's people that the way they talk gonna resonate with you more. I don't know, maybe I might be too masculine for some dudes. I might have too much testosterone, for real. Some people, when they see men, I ain't talking about males, when they see men carry it like a man, and you hear the man and you hear the authority of a man, some dudes never grew up with that or ever been around that. They either been intimidated by it or wanted to fight it or fall under it. I don't want any of those things for you. You don't have to fight me. You don't have to be intimidated. And you don't have to fall under me. So sometimes it's just, it disturbs something in them, because if they used to you know, being around a certain type of people or hearing a certain type of people, it bothers them. So I want y'all to understand it's not you sometimes, even when you talk to people and you have these issues with people and you be like, the fuck is wrong with you? They're not used to you. You speak in a certain way and they like, why the nigga gotta say it so stern? Because this is how men talk. Men with confidence. Men that handle their candle. Men that know regardless to what, I gotta figure it out. I got a lot of excuses, but I don't use none of them. I'm gonna make it happen regardless. I don't trauma bond with nobody. I can't say, man, I don't do that. So he said, you lost me on that one. Deuces. It happens. But those be the people who need that validation. Those be the people who need to leave their so-called castle and go outside with the scum of the earth. So I'm gonna lose you because a hit dog gonna holler also. You know, so I'm just talking in a way that you like, nigga talking about me. You see how sometimes I could generalize and people be like, you throwing shots at such and such. Do I look like a nigga who hasn't been scared to say anybody's name? I done said everybody's name that I wanted to say their name. Sometimes the generalizing, a lot of suckers fall under the generalization. That ain't my fault. If I say, yo, man, that nigga's a bitch, why would you say, he talking about me? Am I talking about you or you think you a bitch? I ain't responsible for how you view yourself. You can only hold me accountable for saying your name or describing you in some subliminal way. But I'd be like, man, a lot of these dudes on YouTube be bitches. He'd be like, he was sneak dissing me. No, you think you're a bitch because I didn't say your name. Now, if I describe something about you or I said some subliminal shit, you know I was trying to be slick, that's different. But I say, yo, a lot of dudes on YouTube is a bitch. Why would you say, oh, he sneak dissing me? Or I know what they do in the chat. They send it to other people. Yo, he was dissing you. And you be like, yeah, you been dissing me for some time. I heard you say I was a bitch. No, you think you a bitch. I never said nothing about you. Why does being a bitch, how's that synonymous with you? Unless you feel like you a bitch. You know, I see like sometimes I'll come on there. If you're an artist, if you are a podcast, if you do anything in this culture, I'm gonna give y'all a quick jewel. No pun intended. Sign up for Google Alerts. Google Alerts is free. Anytime your name is mentioned anywhere on the internet, you will get an alert. So sometimes I see people with my name in the title and they being disrespectful or whatever. What am I supposed to do about that? So am I supposed to come in your comments? And then I see sometimes if I pay it attention, I see all the losers in the comments and they got like this big He-Man, real nigga hating club and shit. And I be like, God damn, all the beautiful women in the world, all the children that need to be raised, all the money to get, y'all all congregating in somebody's comment section against somebody that you don't know, somebody that will fucking strike all of y'all in y'all nose. People, and it be all the dudes that get blocked. You know when you have platforms and you block everybody, they all meet up somewhere. I want y'all to know that. So for all y'all who have platforms, when you block people for being disrespectful, they all meet up somewhere. It's like a hating chat that they all meet on. It's a hating comment section that they all on. You go through all the names. You done blocked everybody in this shit. It's really strange. But I don't understand that. I can't put myself in that mind state to understand how they think because I don't know how to think like a bitch. I can't relate. You know, I don't, like, these niggas act like bitches. And again, I'm going to say it again. I grew up around nothing but men. And when we didn't agree, we fist fought. So we not going to fist fight. We just going to type hard and put shit in caps and, you know. And another thing, I want to say this before I go. This is very, very essential and important. Sidebar, the Juelz Santana thing is over. I want to say, it's one thing that they do that happened to me in this culture that I don't like. And I've been wanting to reach out to more people and use my platform to get people voices out there and hear different testimonies. one thing that happened in this culture that's very, very detrimental, and when you see people do it, you should chastise them for it, because they're actually messing it up for people who probably got a great story and deserve to get their story heard on different platforms. So if I like your story sometimes, or I like your spill or the way you kick it, sometimes I'll be like, yo, come join me. You know, my audience could benefit from that. You could benefit from that, and it could springboard you. Sometimes we plan on doing stuff. So I had a dude in particular, and this punk ass dude, I'm not even gonna say his name because he ain't worth shit, you know, but it was just so sissy to me that I'm like, huh? So it was a dude on Facebook. We was Facebook friends, and he was trying to explain the difference. Because of the Fat Joe thing, people think I have an issue with Puerto Ricans. I do not have an issue with Puerto Ricans. Like I said, my mentor, the person who taught me how to DJ, is a Puerto Rican. This is a fact. He let me come to his crib every day and touch his turntables. I will never have issues with Puerto Ricans, but I will stand on what I stand on when it come to hip-hop. Y'all was not the 50-50 creators. That don't mean I don't like y'all. That don't mean that y'all didn't add on. That don't mean that. That argument is that argument. But that argument does not translate into every argument now, and then you think I have an issue with Puerto Ricans. That shit is just queer. You know, I've always said, and truthfully, if we're going to be open and honest, when we dealing with Puerto Ricans, I personally, Doggie Diamonds, had done more for the legacy of Big Pun than most people, and I ain't even got no money, because I was the first person to interview Liza Rios, Chris Rivers, and put their story out there when nobody else would touch it. So if I had an issue with Puerto Ricans, then I would have never did that. I'd have been like, oh, nah, they Puerto Rican, I'm going the other way. So stop the cap. But it was a guy in particular on Facebook who was saying, you know, I didn't know the difference between Latino and Hispanic. I don't know the difference between a Boricua and a Puerto Rican. I really don't. So I wanted somebody to educate me, and also the audience, on what the difference is, right? So I reached out to a guy that was on there because he was ranting and raving every day about it. I said, oh shit. So I reached out and said, yo, can you come on my platform and explain? You know, I'm interested. I'm a history guy. So maybe you could give me some history and you know, teach me and teach the audience. You know, this is what we all about. We about learning. And it just didn't work out. So amongst all this things with Lord Jamar and the Fat Joe thing and all that, I always gave Lord Jamar his credit for his musical thing. Y'all know me. I don't care about the music. I don't care about what a motherfucker think. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But when it come to a time in my life when that person had me hit and play and I was rocking to them, I'm always going to hold them to, yo, thank you for being a part of my life and creating the soundtrack of my life. So that's why I hold Lord Jamar in high regards and not going to stop for nobody. But being that I like to salute people, because people think that you always hating, but then when you salute people, again, you're glazing, right? So being that I made this post about Lord Jamar, it brought a lot of people out who don't like him. Because they don't like him, they was catching me in the crossfire. And then there was this one dude in particular who was just talking crazy. A lot of dudes just talking crazy. And I'm like, yo, if you don't agree with something, cool, keep scrolling. Like, you writing books and shit and DMing me and all that. You don't find that to be strange. No, I never DM'd anybody. In my whole time being in this culture, I never DM'd anybody something that I didn't like. Who are you? So he came on my post, and then he proceeded to say, yeah, you wanted to interview me before, and I declined. And I'm like, that's not how that went. But what we not going to do, we not going to have a pissing contest, right? And then you going on and on. Fam, you're like 140 pounds. You ever see a nigga so skinny that he in like a medium shirt in the fucking arm? You see look at my shirt on my arm. Like, look, you see that? my arm, and this is a large. It fills out the large, right? This nigga had on a medium, and this shit was like a bell-bottom medium t-shirt. How your medium got room? Like your medium got room. You see that? Look, I don't got no room in that. You see that? This nigga medium had room. The arm part. I seen the nigga breastplate. No, seriously. The nigga had on a V-neck with arm room, and I seen his breastplate. The nigga looked like Gal Sim in the chest area right here. You know, not that I'm looking at his chest, but it was there. I could see the nigga got chest ribs, right? And then the nigga had his eyebrow pierced. I never noticed that. I never noticed the nigga had his eyebrow pierced because I didn't judge him because I never looked in his face. I wanted the information. I wanted the topic. But then you talking all this shit like, nigga, you mad frail. You're too frail to be talking to somebody like that. But then you capping like I was chasing you for an interview. Listen, man, I got platinum artists who call me for interviews, and if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. Y'all know me, I don't chase nobody for no interview. I don't do a lot of that stuff. But I'm saying all this to say, it is times where we might have reached out. I might have reached out to people because I was interested in they story. And then they turn around and say, yo, blah, 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 blah. That's weird. That's weird. So when y'all see people do that, y'all should check them. Because if you got a story or you got something going on that you doing, then you deserve to be heard. Like I really, really be wanting to crusade that. But at the same time, yo, man, it's tough to help people. It's tough to want to deal with people because I just never know if I'm training my assassin. I never know if I'm enabling the next person that want to get at me. Because you see what I've been through. I'm not jaded. I ain't bitter about it. I'm still going to fuck with unknown people. But it's tough. That's just all I'm saying. But it's like, you wanted to do an interview with me and I declined. The fuck is you? And you had fucking a bell-bottom t-shirt. Your fucking arm it had to be a medium. And then you sat on the table and let somebody pierce your eyebrow? And you talking strong to me? It's weird to me because you don't like Lord Jamal. So told my Puerto Rican bros, cut it the fuck out. How you feel is how you feel. I can't tell you how to feel or how not to feel. But stop coming on my post talking stupid. You're not gonna, listen, you're never gonna win against me. Just know that. I'm not giving you the clout you're looking for. I try to get understanding sometimes, but then I realize some of y'all ain't gonna understand. No matter what I say, you're not gonna understand because your mind is made up. You see Lord Jamal, he triggers you. You know, so if you knew that it triggered you and you knew that you had an issue with it, why did you click on it? You know, that's mental illness. Now, if it's on your Facebook wall, that's different. If we friend, you could kindly hit the unfriend. But if you clicked on something, that's not, and we not friends, why did you go talk about something you don't like? You know how weird that is? That's weird. Y'all got to get y'all priorities straight. You should be looking to eat a little bit more. You got a whole bird chest. You got the chest of, I probably had my chest probably like that when I was like 11 or some shit like that. You got a little nigga, like, you can get your shit caved in. One blow to the solar plexus and you wheezing in the corner. You talking to me like that and I possess this? This? Because you don't like somebody else? I didn't make what I was saying about him political. I like to show people love for what they did for me. If it didn't resonate with you, and it didn't, fine. If you show somebody love, I'm not going to tell you how much I don't like them because you love them. Who am I? It doesn't make any sense to me. So again, to all my PR dudes, I mean, I got a lot of great Puerto Rican friends and, you know, family and brothers. That's forever. Cut it out. Just cut it out. Stop looking to band together. Stop looking to say, he doesn't like Puerto Ricans. Just stop. Just stop. It's corny. I had King Tone on here. I had Charlie Rock LD. I've had so many. Goya is one of my brothers. One of my brothers. So stop trying to create some fake shit. But I'm not going to shy away from the truth to spare somebody's feelings. Because the truth should never offend you. The lie should. You should be offended that somebody stood before you, sat before you, and lied. The truth should never offend you. Even if you don't like it. Still the truth. But yeah, I'm out. Until next time, I'm out. I just wanted to get on here and kick it with y'all tonight. The content ain't really been content, and it's a lot of whack stuff going on. And this is why y'all ain't really been having that much content. Because it ain't really nothing happening. I think Jay-Z need to drop a verse. Something need to happen. I think it's like everybody's sitting around waiting for the Super Bowl. Shout out to Bag Fuel, my bros, Heineken, Esso. Shout out to Glasses Malone. That's my bro, too. Shout out to the Gangster Chronicle podcast. That's my bro, my partner. Shout out to everybody who doing what they do. I seen a comment earlier where one of the moderators erased. I'm going to say this before I go. Anything I've done in the past, you can't keep me there. And I don't even visit there sometimes. But you can't take me back. I'm into future stuff. I'm into now. I live in the now. It ain't about who I was around, who I was with. None of that shit. It don't even matter. We in 2025. January 15th of 2025 made 10 years that this channel been in existence. So if people not respecting my 10 years that I put into this culture, this 10 years that I gave, the content that I gave on my own, on my name, on my logo, then you don't respect me at all. You can't ask me about something, some places, some people. I ain't been around for 10 years. 10 years I've been on this channel. January 15th, 2015 is when I started this channel. I don't know about nothing else. It's been 10 years of hard work, demonetization, ups, downs, whatever. So, again, for y'all that been riding with me from the beginning, for y'all who just came here, for y'all who get mad at me, come back, for those who curse me out, but, you know, we have respectful curse out. For those who disagree with me, for those who show me love, whether it's Cash App or like, I appreciate y'all because I really do this for y'all. I believe in the community of my YouTube channel. And 10 years, though. That don't even count what I done other places. 10 years under my name, my likeness, my banner. My face don't even look like this no more. But this is a reminder of where I came from. And if I don't stay diligent, and if I don't stay disciplined, I can return. I'm this guy down here, but I was this guy over here. So again, you know, I try to bring y'all great interviews. I try to do a lot of stuff, but it's been 10 years since I've been on here. ups, downs, saga, drama, all that. But, you know, one thing y'all could say, I ain't never sit on here and cap and lie to nobody. And even when people try to lie and slander my name, you know I got receipts for everything. And I ain't never record no phone call. I ain't never do none of that. But one thing I ain't gonna do is have nobody lying on me and try to make it like facts. And whoever's doing what they're doing, whoever's into what they into, listen, man, I don't wish bad on them. I don't wish them well either. Everybody got to figure it out, because I'm going to say this before I go. When I was left for dead, I figured it out. So what happens when a person tries to kill you and you don't die? You don't go back to the person who tried to kill you. You don't say, hey, man, I didn't die. No, they tried to kill you. Remember, they left you for dead. I've been left for dead plenty of times, and I didn't die. And I'm still here to give my testimony. I'm still here to create content. I never fuck with certain people again. I don't care what they doing. I don't watch them, not in tune. Whatever they doing, that's salute to them. Fuck them at the same time. But I've been character assassinated plenty of times. I've been left for dead. I've been through some hard ass times, and I was by myself, and people tried to leave me for dead, and I didn't die. So I'm not gonna fuck with you. I know how you feel about me. It's equivalent to you going through some type of tribulation and you need an EMS. You in a crisis. And the person stand over you and say, I'm not calling EMS. I hope you die. If you survive, you remember what they did. That was an episode on Oz before Oz started. Some episodes was weird, but that's what it is, man. 10 years. 10 years. I wish I had have known I would have did some type of celebration, but it's been 10 years. We coming up in this February month really soon. You know, that's my birthday month, the 25th. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow, as always. That's it. Until next time, man, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Peace. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.